So, you somehow managed to find a job with that bachelor's degree of yours, and now you're looking to move out of your parents' house. You got your life all figured out. You're gonna rent an apartment, save up some money, buy a house, and maybe even start a family of your own. Simple, right?
Nope.
Well, unless you got a wealthy businessman as a father or got into a pyramid scheme early, it ain't gonna be that easy. What is up, you guys? I am Lifer, and I got a bit of a different kind of video for you guys today. We are gonna go see if it is actually possible for a young millennial and Gen Z to survive the cost of living in Vancouver. In this video, I will be breaking down the different costs of living in 3 different Lower Mainland cities, the income required to pay off these expenses, the average cost of property, and how long it will take for an average person to save up for a house. So, if you're a young millennial or Gen Z looking to plan out your future, go ahead and grab a snack, get all comfortable, cause the next couple years aren't gonna be. So for this video, I have chosen the city of Surrey, the city of Burnaby, and the city of Vancouver for my comparisons. Also, keep in mind that these costs are for a single person living by themselves, while still living a rather average lifestyle. So this means you're eating 3 meals a day, but you're not necessarily buying everything from Whole Foods or Trader Joe's. So with that out of the way, what are these necessities and how much does it cost here? So first and foremost, we have shelter. The average cost of a 1-bedroom apartment is $1,800 in Vancouver, $1,700 in Burnaby, and $1,200 in Surrey. Second, we have food. On average, Canadians spend around $300 a month on food per person. So for this example, we are going to be budgeting $250 a month for groceries. But since we are also talking about millennials, we're going to also budget another $50 a month for outside food. So, you guys can go get your Starbucks. Even though we all know you spend way more than that. Emily. I'm just kidding, I don't even know Emily. So next we have transportation. This is kind of where it gets a bit interesting. So I decided to put this into 2 different life scenarios. One where you decide to own a car, and 2 where you decide to be all hipster and use public transit and bike everywhere. So for scenario number 1, we are gonna say that you drive an early 2000s Honda Civic, and we're also gonna say that mommy and daddy paid for it. So on average, a Honda Civic from that time period gets around 7.8 liters per 100 kilometers on the city and takes around 6 liters per 100 kilometers on the highway. But for this example, we're gonna say you take around 7.5 liters per 100 kilometers on average, just because you drive like a grandma, and it makes the math a lot easier. So on average, Canadians drive around 8.7 kilometers just to get to work one way. This totals out to around 350 kilometers a month driven. We're also going to pretend that you are not a complete introvert, so we're going to add another 50 kilometers a month driven, so you can go hang out with friends and shop, etc. So this totals out to 400 kilometers a month driven. With your car's average fuel economy, you will go through around 30 liters of regular gas per month. And with the average gas prices of each respective city, this is how much you will be spending on gas every month. So to top it all off, you have to pay for your car insurance, which you decide to pay every month at a fee of $300 a month. For scenario number 2, you decide, you know what, screw driving, screw gas money, screw insurance. I'm just gonna go use public transit. I'll just buy a bike. Scenario number 2 might make it a little bit more difficult for you to get around, but it will make it a lot easier on your bank account with monthly Compass card rates of $128 for 2 zones and $174 for a 3-zone Compass card pass. But for this scenario, you will only be needing the 2-zone pass. So your next expenses are gonna be your bills. Decent internet will set you back $70 a month, and your cell phone bills will be $60 a month. Renter's insurance will be $15 a month, and also you do laundry once a week, but unfortunately you don't really have washing machine or dryer in your flat, so you gotta go over to the laundromat, and that will cost you $30 a month. Since you're a millennial, you also need Netflix and Spotify to survive, so that will cost you $10 each for a basic subscription. But what subscription doesn't send you back $10 a month? Yup, that's right, a subscription to Lifer. So go ahead and hit that red subscribe button to subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell icon so you're notified every time I upload a video. Go ahead and try it. Our free trial doesn't expire in 30 days. So last but not least, we have the worst expense of them all. Known for being the root of all anxiety and fears, the very thought of it sends shivers down the spines of millions of millennials worldwide. Yep, that's right. I'm talking about student loans. In Canada, the average student loan is around $25,000, and with a typical 10-year payment plan with certain interests, you can be looking to pay around $280 a month. So all in all, the cost of living in the 3 different cities with the 2 scenarios look like this. Living in Vancouver without the luxury of driving will cost you around $2,700 a month, while living in Vancouver with a car will cost you around $2,920 a month. Living in Burnaby without a car will cost you around $2,600 a month, while choosing to own a car will cost you around $2,820 a month. Finally, living in Surrey without the luxury of driving will cost you around $2,100 a month, and living in Surrey with a car will cost you around $2,320 a month. So once again, keep in mind that these expenses are just to survive as a stereotypical millennial or Gen Z, and it doesn't include the cost of parking or your gym membership or your monthly resupply of bath bombs. So now that you have a basic understanding of how much it costs to survive in the city, now it's time to look at some ways to make the required income to pay for these expenses. Legal ways that don't require you to sell your— hold up, 200 racks for a lung? Yo, come here, doc. So with a cost of around $2,920 a month to survive in Vancouver, the hourly rate required for your full-time job needs to be at least $23 in order to have enough money every month after taxes to pay for your bills. If you choose to live in Burnaby with a car, your monthly expenses will add up to around $2,820 a month, and that will require you to have a full-time job that pays at least $22 an hour. For Surrey, your expenses are drastically cheaper than the previous 2 cities, with a total of around $2,320 a month to survive, and will require you a full-time job that pays at least $18 an hour. Keep in mind that this is to have just enough money for your bills alone, and basically nothing towards your savings or emergency spending. Alright, so let's imagine that with that bachelor's degree of yours, you managed to find yourself a very stable job. And now you want to see how long it will take for you to save up for a down payment on a house. The average Canadian who graduates with a bachelor's degree makes around $55,000 a year. So I guess we'll use that as your salary. This is you. You make $55,000 a year, which translates to $4,583 a month. But wait, you have to deduct $521 for federal tax, $207 for provincial tax, $212 for CPP, $71.52 for EI, which leaves you at only $3,571 a month. Bruh. Depending on where you decided to rent and what transportation scenario you chose, your money left over after your bills can sit between $648 to $1,468 a month. Let's say you budget $300 of your monthly salary to buy household goods, such as toilet paper, toothpaste, and shampoo, and for personal purchases such as shopping, gym passes, and movies. Fortunately for you, your company provides you with extended benefits which cover your dental and optical expenses, so the rest of your paycheck goes towards your savings. Your savings can range between $348 to $1,168 a month, and can translate to $4,181 and up to $14,021 saved each year, depending on where you live. Keep in mind that this is the expected savings only if you have no unexpected expenses such as car repairs and if you decide not to spend any money on Christmas and birthday gifts. So now that you have an idea of how much you could save depending on where you live and how you live, let's talk about buying a house of your own. We'll assume that you have a little bit of game and you manage to find yourself a spouse. We'll pretend that your spouse makes the same annual salary and saves up just as much as you do every year. You plan on starting a family in the future, so you decide that you want a 3-bedroom single detached home, which on average costs around $2 million in Vancouver, $1.5 million in Burnaby, and around $1 million in Surrey. The following is around how long it will take to save up for the down payment of 3 different housing locations. The scenario that will get you a house the fastest will be renting in Surrey while only using public transit. The scenario that will take you the longest to save up will be renting in Vancouver while owning 2 vehicles. A realistic scenario that lands around the middle would be renting in Burnaby while owning 2 vehicles. Keep in mind that the given times are how long it will take up to save just enough for the down payment alone. So, can a young millennial actually afford to survive in Vancouver despite the expensive cost of living? Well, despite having some of the highest gas prices in North America and ludicrous rent, yes, I think it is possible. But be prepared to be stuck at the renting market for a couple years while budgeting your money responsibly. You know, things are going to be hard enough providing for yourself, and it will only get tougher and tougher if you start allocating your money towards unnecessary spending. When it comes to saving up money for your own house, it gets even more difficult. It can take an average Canadian family up to 10 years just to save up for a 10% down payment for a house in Surrey, and it takes much longer as you get closer to Vancouver. So, as I said before, be prepared to be stuck in the renting scene for a while. So finally, some tips to help you save some money from one broke college student living with their parents to another. So tip number 1, stay with your parents as long as possible. You know, ignore the fact that people outside of BC will think of you as a 28-year-old loser. You know, they don't understand the struggles, man. And not only will you be saving money on rent, but let's face it, no budget-friendly meal prep is gonna be beating mom's cooking, which comes at an unbeatable price. So tip number 2 is budget. Look at how much you make, budget it out, and stick to it. Like, I know us millennials and Gen Z, we really get caught up with the whole social media image thing. You know, like flexing for the gram, hashtag living my best life. But like, seriously, sticking to your budget will help you so much in the long run. And I know it's gonna be hard. Like, it's hard when you see other people walking around with the latest Off-White Nike collab and texting on the latest iPhone. But like, really, it won't really matter in the end when you buy your first house and Steve the Hypebeast still going to the laundromat to clean his Balenciagas. So tip number 3, if you want to save money, don't have kids. You know, it's simple. You have a kid, you have an extra mouth to feed, extra body to clothe, and an extra touchscreen device to buy. Why? Well, because apparently nowadays, if kids misbehaving, the ultimate parenting technique is to give them an iPad or threaten to take it away from them. Man, I swear I just offended every new parent in North America. But I mean, hey, no lies, big facts, you know? So finally, for tip number 4, there are no shortcuts. You know, you are gonna struggle, you're gonna hit some bumps along the way to get to where you wanna be. I know that this tip applies to me a lot personally because, you know, I could be lazy and, you know, I often look for shortcuts. But not everybody is gonna win the lottery, and, you know, not everyone's dream to become the next thing on YouTube is gonna come true. You know, that side job that's supposed to offer $10,000 in 3 months if you recruit 3 friends? Probably not real. Probably a pyramid scheme. Anyways, I hope you guys picked up something new from this video and, you know, maybe even helped you prepare for your future if you guys decide to live in Vancouver on your own. If you guys did find this video helpful, go ahead and leave a like on the video. It would mean quite a lot to me if you guys did, since every like is how many liters of gas I can put on my car this month. On the real, I hope you guys enjoy this different style of video from what I usually put out there. I'm looking to make more of these informative type videos in the future, so go ahead and leave a comment down in the comment section below what other topics you want me to cover. But, you know, until the next video, I am Lifer. Don't... Dude, I might keep that.